Where we last left off on Love Island, there was a recoupling and Mimi was left single. We all thought she was going home after the text that said, "Mimi, you are now single." But boom, we were hit with a plot twist and Mimi was sent on a date with the new bombshell Omar. Now here's what you missed in episode 6. Mimi's date with Omar was just outside the villa, next to the heart archway. They had drinks and talked. Samantha thanked Uma for not picking Joey. Uma said she picked Io because he was the one showing more interest. Jess then tells Uma she thinks Io has more of a connection with her. Then they switched up the conversation to talking about Ronnie and his recoupling speech. Like, I'm still so mad about that too. And it wasn't even a speech for me. Like seriously, who in their right minds talks about another girl to a girl you want to couple up with? Might as well couple up with the other girl. Am I right or am I right? Kieran, Ronnie and Io are talking. Io said if he wasn't picked he was going to pick Mimi. Ronnie goes to apologize to Jess for his crap speech. He blames it on that he's not good with words. Okay. Maybe I'll give you that one, Ronnie boy. Because office? Contract? What is this? Jess tells him he's not going to hold a grudge over this. LOL, if this was me I'd hold a grudge for at least 2 days. This is why I wouldn't be fit for Love Island. Io and Mimi are talking. Mimi says to Io that should have been her and then pretends that she didn't say anything. Nicole gets a text saying her and Kieran were going on a date. In their date, Kieran gets Nicole to try olives. He told her if she didn't like olives that means they're a perfect match. LOL, not Kieran pulling out the olive theory from How I Met Your Mother. Ronnie pulls Harriet for a chat. Obviously this doesn't sit well with Jess because according to her, he hasn't even checked in to see how she is doing. The conversation was boring, to be honest. Just Ronnie saying he meant what he said during his recoupling speech. But didn't he tell Jess he's not good with words? What is it, Ronnie boy? Did you mean it or not? Make up your mind. Harriet says to him she rates what he did. Uma and Io are talking. Then Mimi goes and breaks up the conversation. During their conversation, Io tells Mimi that if he got to pick someone during the last recoupling he would have picked her. He gives her a little taste of the speech. Io asks her about Omar. Mimi tells Io that Omar is someone she'd speak to on the outside and she's going to give him the time of day. Period. As she should. After all, this is Love Island and you can't have all your eggs in one basket because what if that basket breaks? You'll be left with no eggs. Joey gets a text that the Islanders are having a red party. Mimi, Patsy and Harriet are talking. They asked Mimi about Io. She tells them that he said he wants to get to know her and Uma. Then she said if she keeps talking to him she's going to catch feelings. Then they show Uma and Io holding hands. This part made me feel a little sad for Mimi because I know exactly what it feels like to see the guy you like holding hands with another girl. It's like you just want to bust out singing That Should Be Me by Justin Bieber. The girls tell Uma that Mimi was a bit upset that her and Io were holding hands. They ask Uma what Io has been telling her. She said that he's told her that he wants to get to know her. The Islanders play a game where they pop the balloon and do what the paper inside it says. Io's paper said he had to kiss the Islander that's 100% his type on paper. Io kissed Uma. If this isn't a wake-up call for Mimi, I don't know what is. Like, Mimi girl, wake up and smell the coffee, I beg of you. Did y'all see that clip of Io laughing after he kissed Uma? It looks so out of place. Like if they were going to give him the villain edit, at least make it look real. What did you think of this episode? It was such a wild ride, wasn't it? I honestly hope Mimi wakes up and smells the coffee because how much more clearer could that be? Also, that random clip of Io laughing with the boys after he kissed Uma can't be his real reaction. Looks like they tried to give him the bad edit this episode.